I'm signing one newly transfer player from every club, and the first club we will be signing with is Chelsea. And making a signing from Chelsea should be fun, as they've signed 8 players for a total of 500 million. And just take a look at all the options we do have. Chelsea have signed some youngsters. We can go for the likes of Joao Pedro, who shined in the Club World Cup, or even the amazing wonder kid in Esteban Willian, who is being compared to the likes of Lamine Yamal. I know one player I wanted to sign was Javi Simmons, but sadly Chelsea haven't secured his signature. But I think the best option might be Jiro Hato. Chelsea signed him for 45 million, and this guy can play left back and center back, and he's kind of a career mode legend. But the question is, who should we sign from Chelsea? However, the goal in this video is to build a starting 11 plus 9 other players for the bench to eventually win the Champions League. And exactly like Chelsea, I'll probably be signing a bunch of youngsters. So we're gonna send 5 seasons into the future so everybody can be in their prime and see if we can win the Champions League. So considering we're going 5 seasons into the future, I think the best option is going to be Esteban, because in 5 seasons time he can easily be a 90 overall. So here comes our first new transfer, the Brazilian winger Esteban. But let's see who we got up next. I would love to continue with the big clubs, and it's going to be Manchester United. They're not a big club anymore. However, Manchester United did make some amazing signings, and of course we have 2 amazing options to choose from in Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha. However, there is the option of Diego Leon. In 5 seasons time, this guy could be like an 83 overall. However, the player I want to go for is Benjamin Sesko. However, as of right now, nothing has been confirmed, but Fabrizio says that Benjamin Sesko to United is very likely. So you know what? I'm taking the risk, and I've signed Benjamin Sesko. We know in 5 years time he's gonna be the world's best striker. But can we continue the trend of getting these big sides early on? And we have gotten Arsenal. Now that puts me in a tricky situation, because we just got Sesko and Gyökeres is an option. But you know what? If we use a 2-striker formation, we could easily fit Gyökeres. However, Victor Gyökeres isn't the only option. Noni Madueke is another option. However, it doesn't make sense when we have Esteban. Our formation does need a CDM, and we could get Christian Norgard or Zubamendi. However, Norgard is a little bit too old. But also remember, we have a line of defense we haven't signed, and we could get Christian Mosquera. And we know how important keepers are, and we could get Kepa Arrizabalaga. But you know what? I'm taking the risk, and I'm bringing in Victor Gyökeres. And as Victor Gyökeres joins the side, if we do not get a good defensive line, instead of competing for the Champions League, we could be relegated down to League 2. But you know what? It's still early on. Let's see what the next team is going to be. Surely they have good defenders. It's Al Hilal. I have absolutely no idea who they have signed so far. But Fabrizio says Darwin Núñez is on his way to Al Hilal. But do we really want a striker who can't score? I think instead I'm going to go for Theo Hernandez, the best left back in the entire game. And as Theo Hernandez joins Here We Go FC, he is the first defender in our team. But let's see what team we're going to get next. I would love a goalkeeper, and it's going to be Manchester City. We know Pep Guardiola has made some incredible signings, and let me tell you, we have plenty of options here for City. Tijani Reindeers in 5 years time could be the best midfielder in the world. I knew he, as good as he is, we just got Theo Hernandez. But Ryan Cherky might be the best option. He can play behind Gyökeres and Sesko and get hundreds of assists. However, I did mention we need to secure a defense. We're going for James Trafford, another player who rejected Newcastle. So as we're signing England's future number 1, subscribe and let me know down below who has been the best transfer this entire window. And currently, this is what our team is looking like. I think with 5 picks so far, we've done an amazing job. But remember, we only have a total of 20. But we have yet to sign a single player for the bench. But to be honest, I could care less about the bench. As long as we sign good starters, we'll be fine. And up next is Newcastle. Oh boy, we know nobody wants to play for them. And surprisingly, Newcastle actually made 3 signings. There is Aaron Ramsdale, but we want to win Champions Leagues, not relegates. There is also Antonito Cordero, who'd be a brilliant signing as a backup. But I think we have to go for Anthony Elanga, because he can also play left mid. So as of right now, as Elanga joins, he will be our left midfielder. But boys, we desperately need some defenders, so give us one, and it's going to be Burnley. All I know about Burnley is that they're relegating because they lost Trafford. And I'm actually surprised. Burnley have been busy signing some amazing, talented wingers. And they even signed Kyle Walker, but come on, he's gonna be 40 in 5 years time. And to be honest, we need defenders, and there's only really 3 options: Hartman, Humphries, and ex-United player Axel Tuanzebe. And I went ahead and decided on ex-Chelsea player Humphries, as he is the first center back in our team. And I can't lie, I'm starting to get worried. We need a world-class center back in our team, and we're going with Juventus. Did they sign any amazing center backs? And I can't lie, Juventus have had an amazing transfer window, signing the likes of Jonathan David on a free, bringing in Francisco Conceição out for 32 million. He lit up the Nations League and even signing Nico Gonzalez on a permanent. Don't be surprised if they win a Serie A this year. But thankfully, Juventus have signed some pretty good defenders in Joao Mario, Kelly, and Kalulu. And my final decision was on Pierre Kalulu, as he is the youngest one and has the highest potential. But let's see what club we're gonna go ahead and sign a player from next. It's going to be Galatasaray. The only player I can think of is Victor Osimhen. And to be honest, Galatasaray don't have good options. I think Victor Osimhen is the move. So the Nigerian is exactly who I went for, as I really wish he went to a bigger club. And now this next club is going to be our 10th signing. We're gonna be halfway through, and it is Atalanta. I have no idea what type of business they've made. And to be honest, the only good option was center back Kosunu. And I can't lie, halfway through 10 signings in, I think we've done a great job here, but we're still missing a right back, the 2 midfielders, and of course, the rest of the bench. And 2 players specifically I would want is Florian Wirtz from Liverpool and Trent from Madrid. But the question is the wheel gonna give us either of those 2 clubs as we get AS Monaco? Other than Pogba and Fati, did they make any more signings? And the only other player Monaco have signed is Eric Dyer. And as much as we need midfielders, Pogba is 32 and will not last in 5 years. So I've gone ahead and signed Ansu Fati. But I think right about now, I would love some midfielders. Come on, Wheel, give us something good. Napoli. I know last year they signed Scott McTominay, but he doesn't count. And Napoli did bring in a midfielder and Kevin De Bruyne, but he's 34 years old. In 5 years' time, he will be retired. So the best option was Noah Lang. And boys, as we only have 8 transfers left, this is a huge problem. We still don't have our 2 midfielders and our right back. We could have definitely made some better decisions, like bringing in Isugo from Chelsea or even Subamendi from Arsenal. And don't forget Ryan Cherky for the center attacking midfield. Let's just hope that the wheel can help us out here. But come on, wheel, we desperately need some help here. Give us a team that is available, and it's Bayern Munich. They've made a lot of signings. Hopefully, it's someone we need. Now, boys, in a different world, we could have signed some superstars, but thankfully, they do have a young, talented midfielder in Tom Bishop. So as he joins Here We Go FC, I just hope that he can get to like an 85 overall. And we now only have 7 transfers left to go. We still need a cam and a right back, and we have gotten Liverpool. You know exactly what that means. And there's no reason to look at options. Florian Wirtz is joining Here We Go FC. He is officially the most expensive transfer in this window, and I think he's gonna be one of the best signings of all time. Let me know what you think. And all of a sudden, things are looking great again, as we're only missing a right back with 6 transfers left to go. But the question is, did any of these clubs even sign a right back this season? And the next one is Atletico de Madrid. And to be fair, Atletico have had a pretty good transfer window with all these new signings. And they do have 2 players who can play right back in Santiago Mourinho and Mark Puba. But to be honest, they're not good enough for this team. So I took a huge risk and have signed Johnny Cardoso in hopes that we can get Real Madrid so I can get Trent Alexander-Arnold. 5 transfers left to go. Let's see what the wheel is going to give us, and it's going to be Everton. Now, I'm not sure who Everton I brought in. Now, Everton didn't sign a right back, so I went for a backup keeper in Mark Travers. But they've made some decent signings, bringing in Barry and Dewsbury Hall. 4 picks left to go, and we still need somebody for that right back position, and it's going to be Porto. I am so out of tune with the Portuguese league. And just like Everton, Porto did not sign a right back, so I've gone for Gabri Vega, who joined from Saudi Arabia for 15 million to back up Florian Wirtz. And so far, we've made 17 transfers, 3 left to go. We desperately need a right back. We desperately need Real Madrid. But can we get Real Madrid here in our 18th transfer of the challenge, and we get Borussia Dortmund? Did they sign a right back? And yes, they have, as we bring in Jan and Kuto, a great right back. But I still want Real Madrid because I still want the best right back in world football. We do have 2 transfers left to go. What club are we gonna get here this time? And it's going to be Inter Milan. And for Inter Milan, I brought in Johan Boni, a young backup striker. 1 club left to go. But with 1 signing left, please give me Real Madrid. I want Trent Alexander-Arnold, and we get the Bottle Jobs Tottenham. That means we will not be getting Trent. So for our final signing, I did not go for Kudus because we have too many wingers. I instead went for Luka Vuskovic. And Luka Vuskovic in the brand new Spurs kits. If you want these in your career mode, check out Road Kits in the link in the description. And I can't lie, I think we have built an amazing team, as well as an amazing bench. But the question is, in 5 seasons time, everybody in their prime can they win the Champions League? And we have arrived to season number 5, and absolutely everybody is in their prime. We got 2 players over 90 overall in Verts and Osimhen, and the rest of the side is above an 85 overall. And in the group stages, we finished in 3rd place. Did we go to the Champions League final? Well, in the round of 16, we knocked out Leipzig. In the quarterfinals, we destroyed Barcelona. And in the semifinals, we have beaten Real Madrid. And we are in the UCL final versus PSG. But the question is, can a team full of brand new transfers, like the likes of Sesko, Gyökeres, and Estevao, can they all win the Champions League in the prime 5 years later, and it's going to be a 2-1 loss? I guess they couldn't do it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, click on the screen to watch me take over Spurs for the next 10 seasons.